As a matter of fact, the NWA World Heavyweight Champion Ric Flair going up against.
Gordon, let's make this real clear so everybody out there understands that this is for the national TV title. Right. 10-minute time limit, and while I'm in the ring, taking care of business that only I can do it, Gordon, I'd like you to stand here and figure out the adjective for a man that holds not only a World Heavyweight Championship, but a national title as well. I'll be right back, and you can proclaim me that man.
Well, all right, an extremely confident Ric Flair. He has every right to be confident.
I might point out to all the ladies out there that not everybody's wearing something like this today.
Okay. Ric Flair confident that it's only going to be a couple of moments until he returns here to the desk, and he wishes me to have a proper adjective to describe a man holding the World Heavyweight Championship and the World Television Championship. Well, I'll give that one some thought. Possibly you'd call him a champion of champions. Or perhaps the undisputed World Heavyweight and TV champion. I don't know. It's going to be interesting. The first thing he's got to do is get Mr. Garvin down for the 3 count. Good ride by Flair. It shows you the tremendous amount of background the man has in the amateur ranks. Ronnie Garvin, obviously the favorite here at the crowd at the WTVS Sports Arena. They lock up again, collar and elbow. Flair, reaching skyward, has got some problems. Garvin charges him. Garvin, beautiful head scissors. And Garvin very much the aggressor thus far. Garvin carrying the battle to Flair. And now, let me point out that Garvin has time on his side. It is a 10-minute time limit for the World TV Championship. And that stands in any match that he's in. The first 10 minutes is for the world title. And Garvin, instead of taking a defensive posture, has been very much the aggressor thus far.
Well, he told me that there's only one way to fight Ric Flair, and that's to take the fight to him. And certainly, we've seen Garvin in a lot of situations against the Snake. We've seen some classic matches, and the results of those matches can be seen, obviously, because Garvin's the TV champion. And Garvin's just the kind of guy that he's not going to quit. And when you say he's after a Flair, well, nothing could be closer to being exactly right, because Garvin is going to beat Ric Flair. I'll tell you, if anybody can do it, he sure can.
I would certainly have to agree that if anybody can, he can. Garvin very, very definitely wants to prove once and for all that he is a good float over by Garvin. He's got a lateral press, and Flair, in desperation, gets that shoulder off the mat. Remember, this is one fall, a 10-minute time limit, and these men have really been going at it. I might point out once again that the average amount of body contact in a professional football game is about 14.5 minutes. So this match would be the equivalent of 3/4 of a pro football game, but there are no timeouts, no huddles, no halftime. It's nonstop action.
Well, that's what makes it so much different from any other sport. You get hurt, you have a choice. You stay there and you fight, or you walk away. In wrestling, you can't walk away.
The man with the hands of stone scoring effectively drives the World Heavyweight Champion Ric Flair to the canvas. Flair back on his feet, though, and that's what makes him a champion. That's why he is 3 times world champion. He does not back off. He does not back away, and he is paying back in spades on Mr. Garvin. Now Garvin returning that, and Garvin connecting solidly now to the midsection. Flair could be in a lot of trouble here.
I tell you, Flair right now has seen somebody that's determined to get that belt. Garvin, the man with the hands of stone. All Rick's got to do is go around and ask Roberts, ask DiBiase, ask for the spoiler. Ask him, what's it like to go against Garvin? Come on here, tough guy, he's saying. Well, you won't have to ask it too many times.
Garvin that time caught in the midsection by Flair. And Flair knows it all. There's no question about it. He is a master of the squared circle. Flair drives a hard right hand, then a one to the midsection. Flair catches him a chop into the chest. Garvin could be in trouble here, and Garvin hurtled out of the ring. But Garvin maintained his balance, comes right back into the ring. Flair backing away a little bit in disbelief, I believe. Well, I'll tell you what. One of them may have a full-course meal and one only a sandwich, but they're both going to be the worse for wear for it.
In a match like this, I tell you, no question in my mind that both men are going to be showing the effects of it when it's over. They're going to have bruises. Hopefully there won't be any broken bones involved, but they're both going to be suffering.
And Flair having more than his share of problems now, and total desperation here. Flair caught into a high backdrop, and Garvin right after him. Lateral press. The intensity is unrivaled. I have never seen such intensity in a match. 240 pounds right down across the abdominal wall of the world heavyweight champion Ric Flair. And Flair coming up very slowly indeed. Flair in a lot of trouble. It's Flair continuing to keep the pressure on him now, getting the side headlock. Remember, the World Television Championship on the line. Ric Flair was the man who issued the challenge. Then, tried to wiggle out of it and was finally forced into this match today. And I would think right now, much to his possible regret.
No question about it. I'll tell you, when you've got that Garvin in the ring, you got yourself a heck of a guy. Right now, they're both they've gone all out. But every time Flair throws a punch, a kick, or whatever it is, Garvin's right back. He matches them move for move.
Beautiful double leg pickup that time. And Flair almost pinned again, and you can see the fatigue etched across the face of the world heavyweight champion Flair. But he is not a quitter, and that's why he's a champion. He'll take all of that abuse and come back for more. And Flair right outside the ring after him now. And another brutal chop into the throat. Garvin smashed into that steel ring post. And this may spell the difference. Garvin is down, he's stunned, and Flair standing ready. That's why the man has come back on 3 different occasions to win that World Heavyweight Championship. He does have that extra 20% of desire.
Well, I don't mean to take anything away from Ric Flair when I'm talking about how great Garvin is, because for Flair to even make all of the places that he's got to wrestle, to even show up, is an incredible feat all by itself. And, no question in my mind, but Ric Flair is probably one of the greatest heavyweight champions of all time. You know, a few weeks ago, he'd lost that title to one of the Von Erich boys, and he has since redeemed himself and taken that title back. And to me, that just shows what a truly great champion he is. But nevertheless, he's still got a tough match right here with Ronnie Garvin. If Garvin can beat him, think about it. If Garvin can beat Flair, that should certainly mean that Garvin would have a chance to go for that heavyweight title. You know, I was just thinking, somebody over here was talking about some of the great champions in the past. And think of people like Dory Funk or
Gene Kiniski.
Gene Kiniski. There's a lot of great ones. Jack Briscoe. And, of course, Flair never had a chance to wrestle Kiniski. But he did have a chance to wrestle Briscoe, and it was probably one of the shorter matches in Flair's career, and he won.
Interestingly enough, Kiniski, of course, from Canada, and Ronnie Garvin, originally from Canada. I wonder if lightning could strike again.
Well, if anybody's got a chance at it, Garvin would certainly have to be one of the favorites.
Snapmare by Ric Flair once again has Garvin back to the canvas. And Flair seems to be getting that great second wind going, that great second effort. And that, of course, is the mark of a true champion, to be able to take the very worst in adversity, turn it around, and try and put it to your own advantage. Remember now, time becomes an element here. Not much time remaining. Not too much time remaining. And neither man thus far able to gain the pinfall or the submission hold. Another chop by Flair. Garvin explodes back. And the bell is rung as Garvin was exploding with lefts and rights, and Garvin not heeding the bell at all, and the referee, Nick Patrick, trying to separate them. Garvin right after him. That French-Canadian temper flaring, and they're having to put a, having to try and pull Garvin off now. The time limit has expired, and so Ric Flair, unsuccessful in his bid in trying to gain the World Television Championship, but Ronnie Garvin getting in as many as he can, and the referee, Nick Patrick, desperately trying to separate them. They have indeed, and neither man paying any heed to the bell whatsoever. Garvin continues to explode on Ric Flair. Ooh, Flair all the way up and over that rope. And Flair trying to get back into that ring, being restrained now by Scrappy McGowan, by Ole Anderson, and Flair being backed away. And this match is over. The time limit has expired. The match is a draw.